Just out of curiosity, how many games back? 5.5. 5.5. I just never can quite give up. Weston, I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 43 of the regular season, where the Astros win 3-0 over the Oakland A's and guarantee a series win. They can go for a 4-game series sweep tomorrow evening at the same time. I talked yesterday about how the game felt very similar to those vintage Astros games where they just kind of happened to stumble into a victory. And man, this feels nearly identical to it. This feels more vintage than that one. Because the Astros in this game, I would say, didn't really have an RBI. I mean, Tucker did. He had an RBI, and Bregman had an RBI, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say Dubon had an RBI. But Kyle Tucker drives a run home by doubling, but then a throwing error, I believe, off of his helmet, ends up letting Jose Altuve scamper home. You have an Alex Bregman sac fly and Mauricio Dubon sac fly. And Correctamundo, Tucker did not get an RBI for that because it was the throwing error. I understand that sac flies are definitely RBIs and they should count for something, but they had a throwing error and a couple of outs turn into a 3-0 victory. And that's the Astros of old. That's the kind of way they were winning games in 17, 18, 19, 20. I've spoken at length about the difference of a good team and a bad team, and a bad team finds a way to lose those games that are just kind of trash. Because a lot of games ultimately, and this is not meant to belittle any of the games or myself on account that I cover all of them, a lot of games in a season are just kind of trash. They're just games that are being played. And either team has just as good a chance to win them as the other team. And the good teams find ways to turn those into wins. The bad teams find the ways to turn them into losses. Past 2 games have just kind of been those trash games where it felt like no one really wanted to win, but one team eventually found a way to. The Astros, which has not been the mantra to this point. Usually they've been finding ways to lose them, find a way to win both of them. And it's paired with a couple of really, really effective outs, a throwing error, and a gem from Framber Valdez. 7 innings of 2 hit, 2 walk ball, no runs given up, picks up 8 strikeouts. He looked great. Like, really, really great. I've been incredibly harsh of Framber Valdez over the past couple of seasons, especially this season. I've been harsh over Framber Valdez. He's looked really, really good the past few games. And it's not just his normal, oh yeah, he's going deep because of no, he's getting a lot of strikeouts. He's not giving up walks. That's a really, really effective pitcher right there. He's looked really, really solid. And I can't find a single criticism to lobby at him for this game. It was just a gem of a performance. And Seth Martinez certainly pitched. Not the prettiest 2 innings of shutout ball, but they were 2 innings of shutout ball. End of the day, all that matters, they pick up another win. 4 in a row, and then get a series sweep tomorrow. Also, I guess I should touch on this briefly. The Ronel Blanco suspension was touched upon today. He was, in fact, suspended for 10 games. It's very, very highly likely the Astros will not appeal the suspension on account that because the way it works out with the 6-man rotation and I believe 10 games in 10 consecutive days, with it right now, he's only going to be missing 1 start, whereas if they appeal it, he would probably end up missing 2 because the appeal would not happen until later in the season. And the reason for everything that happened is apparently he had rosin in the glove with his other hand, which he thought was legal. It was not within the rule book, and he got ejected and suspended. And it's one of those things where I agree that, yes, it was a violation of the rule book. I also just think it's really lame to suspend him for it. I'm going to be honest with you. That is a hall monitor giving you grief and sending you to detention because you I don't know, you were not in class 30 seconds beforehand. It just seems lame. Like, yeah, you're right. He did something wrong. It was against the book. But, like, dude, come on. It's annoying. It's a shame for Ronel Blanco that he's going to have to miss 10 games and now have to have his name tossed around in the, oh, look at that, the Astros are big fat cheaters. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Yuck, 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 yuck. By a bunch of neckbeards off of Twitter and Reddit who have never touched grass in their lives. But hey, the Astros won. They've won 4 in a row. They could sweep the series tomorrow. I'm not going to let myself get into a sour mood. The Astros are going to send the noted coffee enthusiast Christian Javier to the mound, and the Athletics are going to send Joey Estes to the mound. That game, once again, is at 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. And very likely I will be here the following day, so Friday afternoon will probably be the video for that game as well as the Rangers game. It's going to be a little back-to-backer on Friday afternoon. But until then, that is all I have to say. So, if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.